because I wasn't. So here we are reunited.
And it feels so good.
Aww.
And we are sitting here with the Michigan Teacher of the Year.
Yes.
Regional.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
he
not the
said.
teacher here yet. I gotta
Oh,
get the regional. Yeah,
Well,
it's
maybe
Detroit.
that's fine.
And then
we'll take that.
once I why your faces changed? Now I feel bad. It's probably changing.
No. Because every time we keep trying to tell him he teacher of the year, he keep trying to downplay it.
It wouldn't
I
matter
teacher
where
of the
you
year.
at. You teacher of the year in our eyes. So what difference do it make?
Oh, I'm just regional.
Well, thanks for the I appreciate that. And yeah, thank y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you.
She hooked you up.
I just think that it's honorable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we're sitting here with the teacher of the year.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you helped me out. So thank you for helping me out and stuff and while reading my stuff.
I've granted you some now you are victorious.
Yeah. Hey. You can put that on your resume.
Trust, the list is long. It's a variety of services that I do. I just don't address ACEs. I am a one-stop shop.
See, I want to quickly go over like your titles and what you do so people know that you're not just regular beautiful people talking about education.
Okay.
Go ahead, doctor.
You go first, Kel.
No,
you go first. Today I was a dissertation coach. Today I was a mentor talking to a mentor that I haven't talked to in about 3 years that found out about my mentorship, my new baby, Be Victorious Foundation, which is a mentorship program that addresses ACEs. I'm dead serious about addressing ACEs. And with me leaving education, as you all both know, my kids didn't know where to go. So not only do I have students, but I also have adults as well. So this is what I do. I'm heavy on addressing adverse childhood experiences for real.
wow.
The loss.
Okay, so you want to know what I do?
Yes, we want to
I do a lot of things, but I just retired officially. I'm getting ready to withdraw my retirement money.
Nice.
So
I'm officially retired. I left the school system. I currently am a scorer for state standardized assessments. Y'all know I hate these tests, but that's what I'm doing right now. In addition to working on my speaking ability to be able to deliver powerful messages about the power of purpose and the purpose of school systems and people's purpose in their own personal lives and help people catapult to their next, as well as school systems catapult to their next.
Extremely proud of you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm so proud of you too, Mrs. Dr. Aces.
Both of y'all just listen so well. You are living your life in New York, and you are the teacher of the year. I'm not taking
teacher of the year.
But I just
so funny.
No, I think it's great that us as educators have gotten together and just the great changes that have been in our life have been for power and for purpose. So, I mean, that's a great thing. You know, when we first started, we were all in education. We were all doing different things, but now that we're doing different, I think that needs to be shared and people understand that, you know, educators do have lives and we have things that we need to do to, you know, support our power and our purpose. And here we are.
Yeah.
Yep. And we talk about all the hot topics. So let's talk about J.Cole.
Okay, I'm ready. I want to know what y'all think first before
let me play the video. Let's see if I can play the video. He's getting dragged because he apologized about jumping into a beef that he wasn't really what's the word for it? Not
He
say he
wasn't ready.
wasn't ready for it. I would say that it wasn't his mission. I'm gonna say that word.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are calling him a hypocrite because, he proclaimed himself as being the best rapper alive. And they're not looking at the bigger picture of like, he just kind of like showed a perfect example of humility, which
I
is
think
a huge problem in the you know what I'm saying?
in today's society,
Can you hear me?
I'm
Yeah.
going to say it in today's society because what's wrong with peace? What's wrong with offering an apology publicly? And I see it as a sign of respect. My respect for J.Cole have went up tremendously because of the apology. I was always a fan. When they started beefing, I'll be honest, I was a little nervous because they're both great and I didn't want it. So when I heard about the apology, yeah, my stars went up. Real hip hop fans, shall I say? Don't let this appreciate the apology. That's this generation. This generation wants beef. They want chicken and they want pork. They want that type of stuff. They don't want to see cohesion. I think it's a good idea, and I'm sticking to it.
When they saw his kitty litter, like a lot of people want these people to like, so they're saying like it's just rap. Miss Laws, do you want to say something real quick? I'm sorry.
I'm lit.
And so they're like saying, it's just rap, so it's not real beef, it's just rap, it's not real beef. There's a really good YouTube channel I want you all to watch. It's called Swamp Stories.
Okay.
And it's this guy who does a case study of all of the pretty much gangs in the United States. And he makes a lot of these connections. Yeah, it's really good. It's called Swamp Stories. And essentially, he gives the history of how the gang started, the socioeconomic status, how the environment played into it. But he also talks about how hip hop is used as a vehicle to is a vehicle of expression, but it's also a vehicle of fueling a lot of these guys' beefs. So what happens, and no, that's real beef, right? So we're talking about, unfortunate kids who are in criminal organizations at a young age, right? Doing things what they're not supposed to be doing, right? 15-year-old all over. And what happens is like you got this block and this block, and they're beefing, but they all do music. And the way that they get clout off the music is they diss in the music, right? So they'll say, oh, F you or diss you in the track. And then it'll go over to another person. They'll make a track and they'll say F you and diss you in the track, right?
Right.
And the whole time the algorithm loves all of that. Because I used to be in a quote unquote independent music industry. And so I had an artist like that where the music was very polarizing, it was very provocative, and the views went all the way up. But in my spirit, though, I did not like the music. You know what I'm saying? Like we put it out, clean, mastered it, got really like what I wanted. I got fans. He had fans. People listened to music. I was able to EP it. Whole time he talking about, and I'm just like, when I'm listening to it, I'm just like, oh, I took the whole thing off. I just took it off. I took it off the website because, like, in my soul, like, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't right. And when people understand like about art, like art is like a performance thing sometimes. Like you have to tap into a certain side of you in order to channel something and create it. Where bad art, or you can say someone who's like fickle in art, it doesn't come from a real place. And I feel like when you talk about rap beef or like rapping, you can't take the reality out of it. People say it's just a sport, and I don't agree with that. I feel like if you say my album's trash, you may like, yeah, you thought that was funny, but in the back of your head, like, damn, you really thought that was trash, bro? I thought like last week you said it was all right. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me.
No, you're right. Right. What you think, Kel? What you think?
You know what? So this is funny. So I how can I say this? It's not that I'm not a fan of them. I don't really know their music, but I know them when I see them as people, and I admire these two young men as
Right.
just human beings. I don't know why. It's just something so um that's just so masculine and so great about J.Cole and Kendrick Lamar. I don't know. I just like these guys. And I have heard a couple of their songs. You know, like I'm old school. I like Nas. I can't stand Jay-Z, but I like Nas. I like like anything New York, anything old hip hop. I like stuff like that. So when you talk about beefs, I kind of laugh because you don't really hear that many beefs that are happening now. Whereas back in the day, I mean, they was Tupac and then
East Coast versus West
Nas and then
Coast.
Suge Knight and P. Diddy and Biggie and all them. That was some beefs.
Yeah.
And I'm happy you brought that up because they were like the blueprint of you can call quote unquote rap beef, right? Because gangster rap didn't start until the 90s, right? NWA, Nas, right? You know what I'm saying? Gangster rap didn't start, it's fairly new, 40 years, 50 years old, right? And then you have the media, because I remember watching VH1 about Tupac and a Biggie and learning about the East Coast, West Coast beef and how media, right, just fiends off of that and uses that to his advantage. And that's what's happening right now, right? You have literally what he did was it was a circle and J. Cole cut the circle and turned it into a triangle because he was like, no, I'm not about to respond. And you my dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. And if you want to like the whole fact, the humility aspect was foreign to a lot of people. That's why they were like, what?
Right.
Because they probably because they probably say sorry to their daddy last week. They probably say sorry to their friend that they stole something from. They probably say sorry in like 4 or 5 years. People worrying about why he apologizing when you probably haven't apologized in the last 6 years. You holding on grudges.
But do you know that it was a beef with 3 artists, not 2.
And it's not even his beef.
Exactly.
And so
he hasn't said anything.
He falling under peer pressure. J. Cole like, yo, you actually my friend. And like, I'm like, y'all talking about who, like, because what's happening is like, I brought up the Biggie thing is because you have a lot of the old heads that are mad because the beasts are not like that. But you got to understand, that's how we lost our greatest artists.
Yep.
That's how we're still losing our greatest artists now. And they're talking about it's just a sport. No, bro. Like, if you say my arms are short and my album was trash, like I gotta say, your mom is this and this is that. And then you gotta come back and say that, like, it's exponentially gets worse. So it's not an intellectual conversation, bro. It's not an intellectual conversation. It's not an intellectual conversation.
And it made Calvin mad, which is true. I agree with you 110%. I do.
How many you know bow out gracefully? How many you know that probably would have saved their lives if they would have bowed out gracefully?
And they mad that he bowed out.
I think, and this is just my opinion, I think that the new school doesn't really know the ramifications and the end results of the old school beefs. They weren't around. They don't really know that people lost their lives. Like Biggie lost his life, Tupac lost his life. Girl, and y'all know we don't even go into the long list of entertainers that have lost their life, like some of the new guys, the Extension and
XXXTentacion.
What's his name? Puff Smoke.
Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke. Yeah, Pop Smoke.
Yes.
Y'all don't listen to.
No, it's okay. You got it though. You got it.
You're right. No, you're telling.
They don't
in
know.
Chicago, it's it's a bunch of artists in Chicago that don't even make it because they get killed quick.
Yeah.
But they all use hip hop, right? Because hip hop has been kind of hijacked too. That term has been hijacked. It's hip hop. 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 Hip hop. Hip hop. No, it ain't hip hop. It's toxicity. That's really what it is.
Ooh.
It's not hip hop. It's toxicity. It's toxic masculinity, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like people falling victim to peer pressure. And J. Cole was like, yo, like, whole time, I've been the greatest, and I am the greatest, and I'm telling you I'm the greatest, and I don't have to be in a beef to prove I'm the greatest. It's my talent that says I'm the greatest, and I'm gonna say I'm the greatest because I am the greatest. And after this beef or before the beef, I'm still the greatest, and that's a fact.
They didn't even listen to what he said.
They didn't even listen to what he said.
He's been the greatest,
and that's what bothered me the most. Like this whole dude, like he explained it. He was like, in my spirit, just like I was telling you about that album, in my spirit, it didn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many know done lost their life because in their spirit, they didn't follow their spirit. And they
Yep.
just went along with the peer pressure. They just went along with what people wanted them to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you might get that nice punch, right? You might get that nice little diss track
Right.
out. But
Mm-hmm.
still to this day, people don't respect Pusha T about what he said about Drake's friend with MS. You know what I'm saying? No one would still respect that. No one's gonna respect that. So you can get as cutthroat as you want, but at the end of the day, these are real humans and they're entertainers at the end of the day.
Agreed. Very, very
So I had to get
good.
that off my chest. Sorry.
Oh, I could tell. Get it off because at the end of the day, it's the truth.
Yeah.
And I don't, yeah, go ahead.
You are the greatest. You don't need to have no extracurricular discussion with people. Keep doing what you're doing. I just thought it was an amazing thing for the world to see. They need to see it. Y'all won't beef.
Yeah.
Y'all won't because y'all bitter. He's not. I thought it was a show maturity. I thought it was great. Like I said, I was always a fan. I've never put them in a like, oh, he's better than this. I respect both as artists. I definitely respect Kendrick because he pretty much talked about his aces and his journey through his last
Yeah.
LP.
Album.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and he got daddy issues.
Yes. Yes.
And he said that's on him. And he said he can't even understand how Kanye and Drake pieced it up. And he's like, I can't even. So he's at fault because he understands that he's a product of his environment.
Come on.
Because First Person Shooter wasn't a diss the whole time, but he took it as that. And he, you know what I'm saying? And it's hip hop, whatever you want to call it. But come on, man.
Come on, Calvin.
You know what his leads. You know what his leads. And Drake whole time is in the background, just like, you know, you handling my beef, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't even mess with him. You know what I'm saying? Well, whole time, I think they all mess with each other, but it's just like, we want them to, you know what I'm saying, collide because that's just the human in us. And I feel like I'm just like fighting that shit.